Hey guys, how you all doing? Haven't been on my YouTube for a minute. So, anyways, I got a video for us. Let's hear it. And then we'll talk. Ready? Like if there's anybody connected.
What is parental alienation? It is a process of one parent influencing a child to turn against and reject the other parent without legitimate justification. The alienating parent can also be a grandparent, a step-parent, and even a non-family member. Parental alienation can occur even when the relationship between the targeted child and targeted parent was once a very positive one. Causes of parental alienation. The challenge for a family following separation is to transition from an intact family structure to a separated family structure that is now united by the children and by the continuing parental roles and shared bonds of affection with the child. Sometimes the emotional reactions and psychological functioning of one parent in response to the separation prevents this transition. When this occurs, children can be exposed to that parent's continuing anger and sadness. Alienating parents tend to externalize unwanted emotions and responsibilities. They display an abnormal grieving response and demonstrate severe cognitive distortions like abnormal thinking patterns that are difficult to challenge. Alienating tactics used by the alienating parents include damaging the loving connection between the child and targeted parent, unreasonably interfering with time the child spends with a targeted parent, eradicating the targeted parent from their child's life, purposefully withholding information about the child from the targeted parent, making decisions about the child without consulting the targeted parent, denigrating the targeted parent, making false allegations of abuse against the targeted parent, utilising support services to facilitate their campaign of denigration and false allegations of abuse, emotionally manipulating the child, demanding that the child chooses a side in a custody dispute, encouraging the child to have an unhealthy dependence on them, inappropriately disclosing adult information about the targeted parent and custody dispute to the children, encouraging the child to be defiant towards the targeted parent. The impact of parental alienation on the child. The impact of parental alienation can last for years or even a lifetime. They are taught to have a perception of an all-wonderful alienating parent and all-bad targeted parent. As a result, alienated children experience disrupted social emotional development as a consequence of parental alienation. Alienated children experience complex grief for the loss of a parent who is still alive. Because this loss is a result of emotional manipulation, alienated children experience psychological difficulties associated with this type of trauma and abuse. Parental alienation causes emotional pain for children. The long-term outcomes of parental alienation on children include social isolation, fragile sense of self, anger, depression, and anxiety. It denies children a normal childhood free from parental conflict and denies them a relationship with both parents. It can also prevent a child from having a relationship with the alienated parent's family. Alienated children display unjustified contempt for the alienated parent and an attitude of entitlement towards the alienated parent. The consequences for alienated parents. The loss of a child is devastating. Alienated parents also experience complex grief for the loss of their child who is still alive. This loss is compounded by being denigrated and vilified as part of the alienation process. Alienated parents experience despair, helplessness, frustration, anger, and confusion. Many alienated parents experience significant financial and emotional costs associated with trying to find a resolution in a legal system and mental health services that do not understand parental alienation.
Parental alienation is psychological abuse. Parental alienation is family violence.
Parental alienation has affected more than 22 million adults, parents, more than 4 million children. If I remember correctly, 47% commit suicide. So that tells me we have a problem. In just the state of Arizona, we have more than 14,000 kids in the state right now. NCPS, DCS. Okay. With only 4,000 foster homes in the state of Arizona. So what happens to the other 10,000? How many children can you put in a foster home? You know? So I was planning to do a toy drive for the children of DCS, for each kid could have a toy, because they have all these organizations doing toy drives and stuff, but they have a deadline. And the deadline, I think if I'm correct, it's the 18th. And so not every kid was going to get a toy. If the kid went in after the 18th, if the kid goes in after the 18th, they're not going to get a toy. And that's what the lady told me, okay? I'm talking about the supervisor, the main person of DCS right here in Phoenix, Arizona. So I asked her, I know I can't know the names, but can you tell me how many boys, how many girls, kind of the age of each kid or something? She was like, no, I can't tell you that. Okay, because you can't tell me because of privacy. And she says, I can't tell you that because I don't have that information in my system. How in the hell are they not going to have how many females, how many males, how many toddlers, how many teenagers, how many kids are in the system? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. So they have a total more than 14,000 kids in DCS with 4,000 foster homes. So how many of those children do they have? Do they know that are there? How many children have not ran away? How many teenagers? My children were parental alienated. One of my twins is a gamer. She's a, what do you call it? She's laughing, she's talking, she's having fun on the game while she's playing. And she's like, oh gosh, what's the word? She helps people, if somebody gets on her page, she's like, how are you doing? She motivates people, right? As gamers. And she doesn't know she has me as I'm not a friend, actually. She doesn't know I know. And I'm hearing her, and I'm hearing her how she hates the holidays, how she's locked in her room, how she's 18 and she doesn't want to leave her house, her grandma's house, how she's just there because she has to be there. Then I have the other twin, her baby, the baby, that was the oldest twin. Now we're going to talk about the youngest twin. She moved out. She moved in with her dad. She's working with her sister, her older sister. She bought a car. She's an adult. She's going and getting haircuts, buying herself clothes. She's doing things, she bought her car. She bought her car tires. She's into tattooing. Totally different from her other sister. My son doesn't want no communication with me at all. And the oldest is the one I have most communication with. And she invited me for Christmas. So it would be the first Christmas in 8 years that I actually celebrate, since they were taken away from me, and I'm not going to go. I can't go. I don't feel comfortable in going. I don't want to ruin the girl's birthday. They don't want me there, so Christmas, they don't want me there, so I'm not going to be there. Plus, my mom's going to be there. I don't want to see her. Something is happening to me, and I don't know exactly what it is. It's like I'm numb. It's like I'm not here. It's like my soul blocked itself from feeling anything. I don't know if you understand. It's like it's tired of feeling so much pain. It just blocked itself, and I feel lost. I feel confused. I feel like I just want to just sit there, just sit here, and not even think, not even talk. Don't, just here. People tell me, why don't you go to counseling? Well, what kind of counseling can I get that could help me grieve for my children that live 30 minutes away from me, not even 30 minutes away from me, and live with my mom? People tell me, stop posting what you're posting on Facebook on your group page, because they're going to end up suing you. They're going to end up taking you to court. That'll be pretty funny if my ex actually does, because he'll be opening up a can of worms for himself. Him and my mother. I had supposed to start my broadcast ages ago. And I seem not to be able to do it. I can't do this alone. And I feel like I'm doing it alone, and I just can't do it alone. I'm tired. People just don't understand how important. Okay, for instance, there's this broadcast. It's in Spanish. It's called Solo Tú. It's in Spanish and in English. Okay, in English, and I keep asking him to talk about parental alienation. So this is a professional psychiatrist, counselor, whatever he is, and they don't talk about parental alienation. They don't talk about what's real. They don't talk about what's really happening. What is the root of the problem? The root of the problem, you're not going to get to it by popping pills into a child or into an adult. You have to go to the root of the problem. So how many of us as adults now were parental alienated and we didn't even have a clue? Nobody had a clue about that. So bullying, if a child is bullying, there's a reason why. Parental alienation is part of bullying because you're telling that child not to talk to the other parent. You're allowing that child to disrespect the other parent. So that child is bullying the other parent. You know what I mean? So it's like, so if they're going to be a radio station, a broadcast, and they're going to talk about bullying and they're going to talk about mental behavior, mental health, why don't they talk about what's really going on? Why don't they talk about what's really going on, Then you have me that's willing to do it. I can't even start it. And here you have me like a dork on YouTube. I don't know. 22 million parents. More than 22 million parents. More than 4 million children. 47 of them have committed suicide. 47% have committed suicide. And what's sad is that most of the time that are committing this child abuse to the child is the mom. Because when we get divorced, it's usually the mom that's angry at the dad. So, we're so angry at the dad. We're like, no, don't, you can't go to your dad's. No, your dad's an alcoholic. No, your dad's drunk. Your dad's this. Your dad's this. Your dad has a girlfriend, so he's going to forget about you. Your dad's going to give everything to his girlfriend's children. They start controlling, manipulating, brainwashing the child. And they start turning that child that once had a good relationship with their father against them. And that shit ain't right. And we're moms. I'm not saying dads don't do it, but usually when two people separate, it's usually the child that stays with the mom. And we're supposed to protect our children from supposedly the child abuse that the father was doing to the child or something like that when we're doing it ourselves. I don't get it. And they have all these, popping pills in kids. I think my girls are drinking some kind of, I think your oldest twin is drinking something because on one of her games she says I gotta put you guys on pause, I gotta go take a pill. And she's numbing her pain with the medication. And what does that go to? That goes to addiction. That's when they start using drugs. Once they leave the the depression medication. I don't know. So what's next, guys? Where do I go from here? Do I just leave everything how it is and just go on with my life, close the door? Like my kids did? See, what people don't understand when you tell somebody to leave the past in the past, they don't just leave the person or what happened in the past. They have to leave places, things, and people. So what my kids did is threw me in the closet with the past because I trigger them. And they closed the door and they locked it. and left me there. It was easier for them not to bother with me than it is to bother with me. So I was going to read something to you guys. Hold on. So on this channel, you could have a video of the oldest twin on one of her games. That's proof of parental alienation. What you hear on that video, it's proof of parental alienation. And then this right here. Let me see. I don't think I'm making sense either. I can't even think straight. Let me see. I think it's green, so there's past. Can't find it. Okay, like for instance, here's this one, okay? I'm not going to mention names. I'm just going to say blank. It says blank reports is sad throughout the day and is not able to get mind off the current situation at home and feels as though as though blank is not able to focus in class, expresses blank is not sleeping well at blank placement, find it hard to fall asleep and woke up through the night. Blank reports it's blank is experiencing a decreased appetite since the removal, and this is not normal for blank. Blank denies a history of thoughts or harm, blank or others past and present. Blank reports blank was slapped by father once and denies any other physical abuse history. Blank indicates that both mother and father can be emotional abusive and call names like stupid and punk. And it's not funny, but I know why I'm laughing. And then blank denies a history of sexual abuse. Okay. And I'll explain the punk and the stupid right now. Hold on. Let me see. And then there's another one. Oh, okay, this is one. Blank reports blank is currently angry with blank mother, stating our relationship became more distant when she started using the drugs. And she gets mad about everything. Blank reports blank and blank mother used to have a positive relationship a few years ago, but now she is always yelling and calls me names like punk and stupid. Blank reports blank mother has become more easily angered, has headaches all the time, and argues with blank sister more. Now this is where I want you to listen. Blank reports enjoys spending time with blank mother, watching movies and talking, and would like to return to her care. Blank expresses blank would like unsupervised phone calls with blank mother and would like for the visits to continue with her. So like this is, let's see, can you see it? No, you can't see it. Well, this is just a paragraph, okay? And it's like blank is talking poorly about me, but towards the end, blank is telling, it's like a totally different, do you get it? You know, it's totally different. That is parental alienation right there. That's abuse. Okay. And then after a year of blank being in their care, this is the way blank speaks to me. Well, actually, this is recently. So they were taking Wednesday, January 8th, 2014. So this one was recently, but I have more messages of blank speaking to me like this. You're dumb as fuck. Blank knew it was you and told you what you wanted to hear. And I don't talk to you because the only time you message me is to cause fucking drama. I'm happier away from you. Blank asked me who was doing drugs. I said I was, and I didn't hurt you guys. I didn't abuse. My children were never without. And when I asked Blank, how did it affect them? We were eating maruchan, the lazy soups, and ravioli. So yeah, your drug use had an effect on us because they were eating maruchan and ravioli. It doesn't make sense. That's just proof of the mental abuse my mother and my ex did to my children. And I'm supposed to sit here and be quiet, not say a word, not feel, just sit here and just be quiet. I can't. I don't want to. I don't believe in God. I don't believe God's going to fix this either. I really don't. This is my...
It's not something I enjoy, nor something I find content.
Listen.
What is a fight? Because that's how I deal with it. And
So right here, she's talking about how her dad...
Let's say if I'm like getting scolded, and I get really sad, I tend to like start laughing or smiling. Because that's how I deal with it. And he like says, ¿Por qué estás haciendo eso? Or stuff like that. Half Mexican man. Think of that. Like, I love my dad. My dad is fine. Sharing like some of the things that he did was kind of like hard. But look at me now. I think he learned from his mistakes too.
And she stuttered.
Because he sees us.
What about my mom?
What about my mom?
Probably doing drugs.
Probably doing drugs somewhere. What is a fight?
No, she's playing games, right? She's on Twitch. And there's all kinds of people connected when we're having this conversation.
I just really don't like talking about it, especially since it's like my personal life and you don't really know about it either. I don't mean it in like a rude way, but I just really don't like talking about my mom. It's not something I enjoy, nor something I find content in. I probably shouldn't have brought my family into conversation. Is that how you're judging your mother when she is your mother? But then you're right. You don't know your situation. It's perfect. Sorry. I feel like a bad mother. just don't like talking about her. Or anything to do with her.
Or anything to do with her.
It's a very complex situation. No, but like I don't mean it in a harsh way, dude. I apologize if it came out that way. It's just a very touchy subject. I'm over it at this point.
Me had an inspiration. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry to hear you're going through the same thing. Thank you.
That's not something I exactly enjoy talking about. You know? Like, obviously, if you lose my trust, it's very hard to gain it back. And especially with the years and years that she had a chance to get back into my life, I don't want to deal with it anymore.
I tried many times. So many times. So right there, I'm telling her she reminds me
Remind me of me?
of me.
No, but thank you.
And
yeah, I just really, especially on stream, I don't really enjoy talking about it. Because I don't want my mood to be spoiled.
sorry. So right there, I'm saying, I'm saying bye. And ever since she was born, I call her Little Miss Abigail, Little Miss Abby. And right there, I gotta go. She starts crying because I called her Little Miss Abigail.
Do I know you? Katana?
Tana.
What you said kind of reminded me of her.
It's me, Mama.
So if you're her, not saying that you are. Be honest instead of just faking an identity. No, you don't? Okay. Just something you said triggered me. It reminded me of her. But thank you. Again, this is a really touchy subject. And it's really... Sometimes I do it. It's just hard because I don't want to get attached again. I feel that too. Don't see when you get what you want, know what you need. When you feel so tired that you stuck in reverse.
you approach, and I will try.
No, did I know she misses me? I just.
What's her position here?
I've been there so many times already. I don't want to get my hopes up. I just can't. And I get them crushed up again. And it hurts because she's not the same as she was when we were younger.
Neither of us are. I never will be.
And when I see her now, she's changed. And then it's just hard to picture her as how she used to be.
I used to weigh 250 pounds.
Yeah. Where did they go? I'm sure she has been as well.
Progress. You are the Apex champions.
I need to get my charger so I can charge my phone. Doesn't matter though.
No, it's not okay. It's not okay. No child should have to pick between parents. I don't understand why parents have to put their child in the middle when there has to be a divorce or I don't see why parents can't act like adults. You know? It wasn't the children's fault we married those assholes or it wasn't the children's fault that he married mom. It's not the children's fault that there's problems between them. I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck. I need to start my broadcast and I just can't start it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I know what's wrong with me. You know what's wrong with me is that it's having to remember everything again. It's having to remember that Tuesday, January 7th, 2014 was the last day my kids slept in their bed, in their room, in their home. If I would have known that Wednesday, January 8th, 2014 at 7:26 in the morning was the last time I was going to say, see you later, alligator. And they were going to respond after a while, crocodile, and ask me to have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at home for when they got home. If I would have known, I would have gotten my kids and I would have ran. I would have gone far. And we would still be together. Where is it okay? Where is it okay? I mean, so I don't blame my kids for thinking the way they think because my mom left me in the street, gave that man a home, opened her doors to him while I was living in the street. I don't get it. I mean, I understand why my kids think the way they think, but where in anybody's right mind thinks it's okay for that man to be saying, he sits on my chair. He sits on my chair in my mom's house, on my chair, in my mom's kitchen table. There's 6 chairs, and he sits on my chair. On my chair. On my chair. And still they tell me I have to forgive my mom. I don't have to forgive her shit. I don't have to forgive her. She just doesn't exist for me. She doesn't. I'm sorry. I can't. I mean, I can't. I can't forgive such a betrayal because not because of what she did to me, but because of what she did to my kids. My anxiety's gotten worse. My isolation's getting way worse. and it can't be getting worse. It has to be getting easier. It has not getting easier. It has to be getting more, easier. It has to be getting more. It's been 8 years. It's going to be 8 years. It's January 8th. And I'm numb. I'm totally numb. So when you say I'm inspiration, I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that because I don't feel it. Because as people that come into this world and go through this trauma, it's for a reason. It's for us to share our story. It's for us to help other people. We're here to help other people by sharing our story. And I'm trying to share it, but I don't think I'm sharing it the right way. Because nobody's listening but you. My children are 26, 22, 18, and 18. And my 18-year-olds cannot give me their phone number yet. They don't even want to give me their phone number yet. I could be driving down the street and my youngest twin could be across the street at the red light in front of me, right in front of me, and I won't even know it's her. Because I don't even know what car she drives. I did go to lunch with the oldest a week ago, and we had a long conversation, and she told me that. She said that I was strong. That they are who they are. They are strong because of me. Because of me. I'm just like, what do you mean because of me? I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm in the same spot. I think I'm actually worse off than what I was before. This is Jazzys Rock. I don't know what the hell she was painting. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but this is her rock. Are you sharing your story, Andrea? Are you still there? Do you share your story with anybody? On Facebook? Do you have your group page? TikTok? What state do you live in? I'm in Tucson, Arizona. It's good to know that somebody's actually watching my videos. My boring, weird videos. Oh, are you from here too? Do you want to help me start the podcast? Would you like to help me start it? Do you have Facebook? Maybe I even have you as a friend on Facebook. I don't know which one would be you. So, same. No, I don't have you as a friend on Facebook. Let's see. Andrea. I don't know which one would be. What picture do you have as a profile on your on your Facebook? Is there DRE at the end, or is it? I can request you the same name. Yes, it's no, it's just I don't even know my name. It's just Margarita Velarde. You see that kind of shows blurry. It's just Margarita Velarde, la ranita. I can't believe it, Susan. Who are they with? Who are your babies with? Oh yeah. Oh, you're Aries. Are you Aries? We have 10 friends, mutual friends. Very pretty eyes. Very pretty eyes. Their dad and his mom. Aries. What day were you born? Were you born towards the end of March? Or the beginning of March? Is with his Nina and Phoenix. So they're separated. April 8th. So you're like in the middle. I'm Taurus. So April 21st. So Aries ends the 20th. You go on the 21st. I'm gonna log off of here. Can I message you on Messenger? What are you doing up? Yeah, Taurus. And I have Aries in my chart. Okay, I'm gonna log off and I'll message you on Messenger. Thank you.